Tonight, there are more questions than answers about who killed prominent pro-Kremlin military blogger Vladimir Tatarsky in a public cafe explosion, and why. Was it Ukrainian spies, an anti-war activist, a Russian opposition figure's allies, or maybe infighting among President Putin's supporters? The Kremlin calling it a terrorist act, and Russian prosecutors pointing the finger at this woman, 26-year-old Daria Trepova, seen here being escorted by investigators, now under arrest. Tatarsky was giving a talk in St. Petersburg on Sunday when witnesses say he was given a figurine as a gift. This witness says Tatarsky put the figurine on a table next to him, and 4 or 5 minutes later, it exploded. Dozens were injured. Tatarsky, whose real name is Maxim Fomin, was a strident defender of Russia's war in Ukraine, with a social media following more than 500,000 strong, influential enough to be invited to the Kremlin, where in September he recorded this video. He doesn't mince words. He says, "We will beat everyone. We will kill everyone. We will rob everyone who needs to be robbed." Now, Russia's Internal Affairs Ministry releasing this video of a woman believed to be their suspect being interrogated, saying she brought a figurine of Tatarsky to the cafe where he was killed when the figurine exploded. Asked who gave her the figurine, "Can I tell you later?" she says, before the video cuts off. It's unclear whether that video was made under duress, potentially a forced confession. A Russian libertarian news site called SVTV reporting her husband says while they oppose the war in Ukraine, he believes she was framed. Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee has claimed without providing evidence that Ukrainian special services were behind the killing, along with agents tied to leading Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny, currently in Russian prison. Navalny's group ridiculing that claim on Twitter. Tatarsky is not the first Russian war propagandist killed since the invasion began. In August, a car bomb in Moscow killed 29-year-old Daria Dugina, a pro-Kremlin TV commentator and daughter of a prominent Russian ultranationalist. After both killings, Russian authorities claiming they were assassinations by Ukraine. President Zelensky responding today.
I'm not thinking what's going on in St. Petersburg or in Moscow. They have to think, Russia has to think about their cities.
But Tatarsky was also sharply critical of the Russian military's performance in the war and its battleground failures, wanting Russia to be even more aggressive in Ukraine, leaving an opening for an alternative motive, infighting within Putin's government. A top aide to Zelensky tweeting about the explosion, "Spiders are eating each other in a jar."
Josh Lederman joins us tonight from London. Josh, what has the Russian government's response been to that pro-Putin blogger's death?
Well, Russia has claimed that this is the latest example of why they're fighting in Ukraine, saying that Ukraine's government has long been behind terrorism and assassinations. And today, President Putin signed a declaration posthumously awarding Russia's Medal of Courage to the blogger for displaying bravery in the line of duty, Tom.
Josh, on that point, that recognition, obviously quite a contrast to the American journalist that we've been covering here from the Wall Street Journal that was arrested in Russia last week. Any updates on his case?
Well, his legal team today filed an appeal of his arrest. And in the meantime, he was visited by a human rights monitor who says that he's in a quarantine cell but has access to a change of clothes and to a television, saying he's being fed porridge for breakfast and cabbage soup and chicken for lunch, describing the American as being in generally good spirits, Tom.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.